The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, a sanctuary of art and beauty, home to a treasure trove of masterpieces. But on March 18, 1990, this sanctuary was violated. Among the Priceless Collection were works by Rembrandt, Vermeer, Degas. Each piece a testament to human creativity, their value incalculable, not just in dollars but in their cultural significance. These works were more than just paintings. They were windows into different times, different worlds. They were a shared inheritance for all humankind, and on that fateful night they vanished. It was St. Patrick's Day Eve. The city of Boston was alive with celebration. But inside the Gardner Museum, an eerie calm prevailed. 2 guards, young and inexperienced, manned their posts. The security system was outdated, almost rudimentary. A perfect recipe for disaster. Little did they know, a storm was brewing. 2 thieves disguised as police officers approached the museum. They claimed to be responding to a disturbance. A common enough occurrence, or so the guards thought. They had no reason to suspect foul play, but they were about to learn a harsh lesson. Trust, especially on a night like this, was a dangerous thing. The guards, unsuspecting, granted the officers entry. It was a decision they would live to regret. Once inside, the thieves' true intentions became clear. This was no routine check. It was a meticulously planned heist. They overpowered the guards, restraining them with duct tape. Their movements were swift, practiced. They knew exactly what they were after. For the next 81 minutes, the thieves roamed the museum unchallenged. They stripped the Dutch room of its most prized possessions. Rembrandt's The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, Vermeer's The Concert, and Manet's Chez Tortoni were among their loot. By the time the thieves vanished into the night, they had taken 13 works of art. The total worth, estimated at over $500 million. The following morning, the unthinkable was discovered. Empty frames hung on the walls, a testament to the audacity of the crime. The art world was in shock. The FBI launched a full-scale investigation, codenamed Operation Masterpiece. The museum became a crime scene, swarming with investigators. Fingerprints were dusted, security tapes analyzed, but the thieves had vanished without a trace. The audacity of the crime, the lack of solid leads, baffled even the most seasoned investigators. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, then years. The stolen masterpieces remained elusive. Theories abounded, fingers pointed. Was it the work of a notorious art thief, or a small-time crook who got lucky? The answer remained shrouded in mystery. Section 5. The Clues Unravel. The investigation was a tangled web, full of dead ends and false leads. Every clue seemed to lead to another question, another mystery. The detectives worked tirelessly, piecing together fragments of information, hoping to find a breakthrough. The thieves, it seemed, had vanished into thin air, no trace, no hint of their whereabouts. The city was vast, and the shadows they hid in were even vaster. The silence of the empty streets echoed the frustration of the investigators, but the FBI remained persistent, tirelessly pursuing every lead, every whisper. They combed through records, interviewed countless individuals, and followed up on every tip, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. The weight of the stolen masterpieces, the world's expectations, rested on their shoulders. These were not just paintings, they were pieces of history, cultural treasures that the world mourned. The pressure was immense, but so was their determination. Years later, a glimmer of hope. The case had grown cold, but the fire of determination still burned. An investigator, driven by a relentless pursuit of justice, found a new lead. It was a small clue, but it was enough to reignite the investigation. A witness came forward, claiming to have seen the stolen paintings in the back of a van. This eyewitness account was a breakthrough, a beacon of hope in a case that had seen so many dark days. The description was detailed, and the FBI wasted no time in following up. It was a small piece of the puzzle, but it was enough to reignite the investigation. The detectives felt a renewed sense of purpose. Every piece of information, every new clue brought them one step closer to solving the mystery. The trail led to the Boston underworld, a shadowy world of organized crime. This was a dangerous path filled with risks and uncertainties. The investigators knew they were treading on thin ice, but they were prepared to face whatever came their way. The FBI began to suspect the involvement of the Irish mob, notorious for their ruthlessness. These were not just petty criminals, they were part of a powerful and dangerous organization. The stakes were higher than ever. The case was far from closed. Every new lead brought new challenges, new obstacles. The frustration was palpable, but so was the resolve. The investigators knew they were on the right path, even if it was a difficult one. It was evolving, taking investigators deeper into a labyrinth of secrets and lies. The truth was out there, hidden in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered. The journey was long and arduous, but the investigators were determined to see it through to the end. Section 6. The Suspects. In any major investigation, identifying the right suspects is crucial. The detectives knew they had to tread carefully, as the stakes were incredibly high. The investigation zeroed in on a group of suspects with ties to organized crime. These were not just any criminals, they were seasoned professionals with a history of eluding law enforcement. One name in particular kept surfacing: Carmello Merlino. His reputation preceded him, and his name struck fear into the hearts of many. A notorious mobster, he was known for his involvement in art theft. His operations were sophisticated, and he had a knack for staying one step ahead of the authorities. Merlino, however, denied any involvement in the Gardner heist. He claimed he was being framed, a common defense among those in his line of work. But the FBI had their suspicions. They had been tracking Merlino for years and knew his methods well. They believed he was the mastermind behind the heist. They believed he orchestrated the heist and then stashed the stolen art. The FBI was convinced that Merlino had hidden the paintings, waiting for the right moment to use them as leverage. The motive? To negotiate the release of imprisoned mob associates. This was a common tactic among organized crime groups, using valuable items to bargain for freedom. The investigation continued, digging deeper into Merlino's network. The detectives were relentless, sifting through mountains of evidence and following every lead. They uncovered a trail of stolen goods, shady deals, and cold-blooded crimes. Each discovery painted a clearer picture of Merlino's extensive criminal empire. The Gardner heist, it seemed, was just the tip of the iceberg. The more they uncovered, the more they realized the depth of Merlino's operations. Merlino was a dangerous man with a long reach and a network of loyal followers. His influence extended far beyond the art world, touching various illegal enterprises, but the FBI was determined to bring him to justice. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were prepared to do whatever it took to dismantle his criminal network and recover the stolen art. Section 7. The Trial of Carmello Merlino. In 1999, Merlino was arrested on unrelated racketeering charges. The FBI hoped this would be their chance to finally crack the Gardner case. They offered Merlino a deal: information on the stolen art in exchange for a reduced sentence. Merlino, however, remained tight-lipped, maintaining his innocence. He refused to cooperate, even when faced with overwhelming evidence. The trial was a media sensation, captivating the nation. The world watched as the prosecution presented its case, weaving a tale of greed, deception, and stolen masterpieces. The defense, however, remained steadfast, poking holes in the prosecution's theory. The jury ultimately found Merlino guilty on the racketeering charges, but not for the Gardner heist. The stolen art, and the truth behind their disappearance, remained elusive. Section 8. A Legacy of Loss. Despite the investigation's twists and turns, the Gardner heist remains unsolved. The stolen masterpieces are still missing, their whereabouts a mystery. The empty frames in the Gardner Museum stand as a haunting reminder of that fateful night. The heist sent shockwaves through the art world, exposing the vulnerability of even the most secure institutions. Museums and galleries around the globe re-evaluated their security measures, investing heavily in advanced technology and training. The Gardner heist is a tale of audacious theft, a testament to the enduring allure of art, and a stark reminder of the human capacity for both creation and destruction. The case remains open, a constant reminder of the missing masterpieces. Section 9. The Art World Transformed. The Gardner heist was a wake-up call for the art world. It was a moment that shook the foundations of museums and galleries globally. Museums, once considered inviolable sanctuaries, were now seen as potential targets. The sense of security that had been taken for granted was shattered. The heist exposed glaring security flaws and forced a major overhaul of protection measures. Institutions realized that their existing security protocols were woefully inadequate. New technologies, from advanced surveillance systems to motion detectors, became commonplace. These innovations were not just optional upgrades, but essential tools in the fight against art theft. Museums increased security personnel, tightened visitor protocols, and invested in staff training. The focus shifted to creating a multi-layered defense system. The art world learned a harsh lesson from the Gardner Heist. It was a stark reminder of the vulnerability of cultural treasures. Protecting cultural heritage required constant vigilance and a commitment to staying ahead of increasingly sophisticated criminals. The stakes were higher than ever. The Gardner Heist wasn't just about the stolen art, it was a profound loss that resonated deeply within the community. It was about the loss of a shared cultural heritage. The stolen pieces were not just objects, they were part of a collective memory and identity. It forced the art world to confront the fragility of its treasures and the lengths criminals would go to possess them. The heist was a catalyst for change. The heist's legacy is a mix of loss and a renewed commitment to safeguarding art for future generations. It underscored the importance of proactive measures and continuous improvement in security practices. Today, museums are not just places to view art but are fortified bastions of cultural preservation. The lessons learned from the Gardner Heist continue to influence how art is protected and appreciated. The art world has transformed, emerging stronger and more resilient, ensuring that the beauty and history encapsulated in these works remain safe for future generations to cherish.